Seems like there's almost too much optimism for the upcoming year. I need something to worry about. Beyond injury, do you see anything that could derail the 49ers this year? Well, yes, it's the one thing I didn't talk about. I can't believe I just skipped the offensive lines. This is perfect. I have been hammering this home over the past couple of days. The 49ers are sketchy along the offensive line. It is sketchy up there. That ultimately derailed 2019. You could argue that the offensive line derailed 2020 because Garoppolo got hurt after Laken Tomlinson got beat. I think that's the weakest portion of this football team, and not the starting five. They look good along the starting five. I think you go from Trent Williams, obviously a great player, Laken Tomlinson, who I think is very solid, Alex Mack, who I think cerebrally has it all there, I think can really help, Daniel Brunskill, who I think is underrated at right guard, to Mike McGlinchey, who should have a better year in 2021. 1 through 5, that's not a bad group, right? That's solid. But Mack is going to turn 36 this year. Trent Williams is on the wrong side of 30. If Mack misses any bit of time, especially mid-game, you have an issue because you have to bring in a backup center. So I think the 49ers got a lot potentially better when they added Jake Brendel to the 53-man roster because he put together a great preseason for them. And what that did is it also ensured that the 49ers would not have to move Brunskill over in the middle of a game from right guard, because that would have disrupted two positions, right? Brunskill was the backup center. Now Brendel's the backup center. So that was a big move for depth. But look what else the 49ers have depth. Tom Compton, that's all I could say. Colton McKivitz on the practice squad. Well, obviously he wasn't good enough to make the 53, so the 49ers still have big reservations about Colton McKivitz. Jalen Moore, another fifth-round pick. He's still kind of grown there because you don't know how he's going to perform the regular season. That gets sketchy. And Aaron Banks, who, it's a wild card. He was a second-round pick, but so far, based on all we know, thanks to the injury in the preseason, he's a wild card. So the offensive line depth, which is something that every championship contender absolutely needs to have, just is a complete unknown for the 49ers at this point. Now, I'm not going to say that they can't grow into the job. Maybe this season will be about the blossoming of your Aaron Banks types, of your Colton McKivitzes, of your Jalen Moores, even of your Tom Comptons, maybe, or your Jake Brendels too. Maybe all those guys will blossom, turn into a very serviceable lineman, just like Daniel Brunskill blossom and turn into a very serviceable lineman in 2019. If that happens, the 49ers are bona fide Super Bowl contenders. If that doesn't happen, yes, Mark, you should be worried, because no team is a championship contender with fewer than 7 quality offensive linemen. That is one of my mottos, and I'm going to stand by it. The 2019 49ers don't get to where they do without a guy like Daniel Brunskill. They had to have 7 to 8 contributors along that offensive line over the course of that season. 7 very solid ones, because you had to count Ben Garland on top of Weston Richburg. He was number 6. And then Daniel Brunskill was number 7. And then number 8, Justin School did have to give him some snaps. I don't think they were necessarily good snaps from Justin School that year, but he still gave him some snaps. So the 49ers at 8 offensive linemen playing, 7 at a plus level in 2019 at key stretches, and that allowed them to get to the Super Bowl. It wasn't until the actual game happened where they got caved in by Chris Jones. So that is the one spot for concern. It is the offensive line.